Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. We're going to be reviewing August 13th MLB games, 6-game slate, so not too much to go through. We're going to rip through it quick. Doing it a little bit later today. I got to sleep in a bit. Hadn't had to work, so a couple hours a little later here, but only 6 games, so no big problem at all. First game up was in the afternoon here. New York Mets 8, Washington 2. Nito, the catcher for the Mets, had his career day. He cranked 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and was really the biggest difference maker in here. Pete Alonso had a couple of hits this game. One point he was up at the plate, bases loaded, but he got out. So kind of highlighted that because I have a feeling Pete Alonso is turning it around a little bit. Soto hit a home run in this game. Didn't really matter too much, but I thought it was a key point. 5 home runs now in the season for Soto. Considering he started late, he would probably be among the leaders in home runs at this point. Washington plays Baltimore today. They're making up a game that was postponed a little bit in the past. So they're in like the 5th inning. I think it's 5-2. I'm not quite sure how they play that, if they only play 7 innings or they're going to play the rest. So I'm going to keep my eyes out on that, and I'll comment on that tomorrow. New York Mets next have Philly, who were also in action last night. So let's jump to that game. Baltimore 11, Philadelphia 4. And Tander got to Arrieta in this one with a 3-run double in the 5th inning. Phillies had been up 2-0, but Baltimore finally got to them. The Phillies bullpen also continues to be somewhat of an issue for them, struggling. They gave up another 7 earned runs, the bullpen did this game. Highlight for the Phillies, Real Muto hit 2 home runs. He's now at 7 for the season, and I haven't looked, but I'm going to assume that's the high for the catchers so far this year. Hoskins out of the lineup, another kind of highlight for the Phillies. He's been struggling this year, but McCutchen was in, and he went 0 for 4. So both those guys I've been kind of highlighting the past 2 days. We just talked about those teams. So Baltimore plays Washington, Phillies play the Mets. Phillies, they have a lot of work to do. Baltimore surprising a lot of people, but these next 2 series are going to be pretty big for Philly at least. Philly and Mets are both really not where they want to see, so based on how they play each other, it's going to be pretty interesting there. Next up, we got Tampa Bay 17, Boston 8, and really Boston was winning this one after 1 inning, 3-2. But Tampa Bay and Boston's pitching, I don't know, it just hasn't been great at all really this season. Tampa Bay scored 42 runs in a sweep of Boston over the past 3 days. And really, this is a comment I kind of made on a couple of videos too. It seems like the offense has been up for a couple of these teams, at least annihilating the teams they're playing this past week. So keep looking at that. Renfroe for Tampa was the highlight, 2 home runs. It was 16-5 after 5, so after 5 innings, so it's pretty much over at that point. Glasnow only went 4 innings for Tampa Bay, so a little bit of an issue maybe for them in the future. He's been kind of struggling. However, he did get 8 Ks, but if you're giving up 5 earned runs, I don't think that really helps. Tampa Bay is going to be facing off Toronto this weekend. Big series for both those teams, and Boston is going into New York, and we'll be lucky if we see them pull out a single win over the weekend. Pittsburgh 9, Cincinnati 6. This one looks a little closer than it really was. It was 9-1 after 2 innings, and Pittsburgh had a 7-run second inning. Desclafani gave up all 9 earned runs, 3 home runs total. Cincinnati really tacked on a couple of runs late. They put 1-7, 1-8, 1-9. Really didn't really matter. The game was pretty much out of reach, but they're going to continue their series this weekend. They're scheduled to play 3 more games. So if Pittsburgh can keep winning here, they're coming off that little break they had because they were supposed to play St. Louis. Then they might finally see themselves off the bottom of the power rankings board. Chicago Cubs 4, Milwaukee 2. Darvish had a no-hitter in this one going into the 7th inning. 7 innings pitched, he went 11 Ks. He ruined his no-hitter in the 7th, gave up a home run to Justin Smoke. But the Cubs are mustering up enough offense to get these games done, and they're winning. Offense hasn't been amazing, but their pitching, on the other hand, has been. The one question for them, though, is really coming down to the bullpen, whether the bullpen will be able to carry the load in certain situations down the stretch. I'm going to keep an eye on them because, for the most part, they keep struggling a little bit. They didn't get any Ks in this one, so that's usually a metric I kind of look at when it comes to the bullpen. Yelich 0 for 3 again. He continues to struggle a little bit, and this entire Milwaukee lineup really is struggling. There was only one player in their entire lineup today that had a batting average above 250. So if everyone's batting below 250, you're not going to score a lot of runs, and it's really starting to show for them. Last game of the day, we have LA Dodgers 11, San Diego 2. San Diego got out to a 2-0 lead, top of the first, and after that, they got smashed. Mookie Betts, highlight of the night, 3 home runs, and I believe he set a record. I forget the other guy, but he's now got the most 3-run home run games. He tied up there with Sammy Sosa, so it's a pretty high company to be a part of. He hit 1 off Paddock, 2 off Perdomo. Paddock, San Diego, kind of their ace, the guy they're relying on. Everyone's looking at how he's going to do it against the Dodgers. I think it's the Dodgers' second time seeing him this season, so there's something to be said about that. 3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, and 3 of them home runs. So LA Dodgers I think this ended up being a 2-2 series. I think they played 4 games. I know Dodgers took the last 2, and San Diego at least took 1. So these guys are going to be somewhat tight. This division is super tight. LA Dodgers going off to the Angels for a Battle of LA. Big series for the Angels specifically. Dodgers can keep on rolling through that team possibly. San Diego goes off to Arizona. A huge series, I think, for both teams. They've already matched up once, and San Diego got the best of it. But Arizona's hot coming out of Coors, so we'll see how it goes. And that basically wraps up the games. I went a little deeper than normal. We only had 6 games. But tomorrow we're going to have a full 14 games tomorrow because St. Louis doesn't start until Saturday. But after that, going to keep ripping through quick innings, just trying to throw around some of the data, some of the stuff I find out while watching these games. Loving the baseball season so far. I hope you guys are too. If you want to keep seeing these videos, give me that like, give me a subscribe. We're just running through these games, doing a quick rundown on how each team did. And yeah, thanks for watching, boys and girls, and I'll see you around.